Hello, 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 everybody. I hope you are having a marvelous Friday. If I seem a little bit out of breath, it is because I was going to do this outside of my backyard with you guys, and I went to go plug my laptop into charge outside, and the port or outlet wasn't working, and my laptop is on low battery. So I ran to the gym real quick and plugged it in, and now we're in the gym for this session. So, we're adaptable. We can make changes. We're resilient. We got this. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a marvelous Friday. I'm having a good Friday. I'm excited to go to Coach Kelsey's this weekend, and we are doing like a whole day of just filming in the studio. Well, her studio. We got my studio here, and then she has the Zen Den. We have Molly's gym. She has the Zen Den. So we're going to the Zen Den, and we're doing a whole bunch of filming. We're going to be, I wasn't even going to tell you guys this, but I guess I can tell you it since we're talking now. So we're going to be filming a new series of Valkyrie training, but it's going to be video follow-along workouts. So we already have the programming for the Valkyrie Bodyweight Bootcamp 12-week programming in the app. We have the 30 days or 4 weeks apps like an Empyrean, and we have the 10K stair climb challenge. That's a 12-week program. Now we have the Survive the Gauntlet program that we made. But anyway, so instead of doing the programs where you go in the app and you look at the workouts and you check it off and you go through, some people don't want to look at a list of workouts with videos like per exercise. They want to just do like a 45-minute follow along. So based on feedback, we're going to be able to offer both now. So on top of the 12-week Valkyrie Bodyweight program that you can buy, we're also going to make a series of follow-along videos. So that's going to include the Valkyrie boot camps that we do, breakdown sessions of the Valkyrie trainings that we do. So like novice, when we focus on like fitness and self-defense, we're going to kind of do like an elaborate 1-hour session on that. We'll do an elaborate 1-hour session on just swords and shields, and then another 1-hour session on team building and strategy and challenges. We're going to do a Valkyrie mobility and stretching, Valkyrie mind stealing, 2 different classes, one that I've taught previously and a new one that I'm putting together for the Stardust Soiree with Alexia. And then what else? I know there's more. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. So we're recording those for the Valkyrie series. We're also recording a introduction to grounding and shielding, which is a 4-week meditation and visualization mindfulness program. So instead of doing like enrolling in like a 4-week workout program, you're enrolling in like a 4-week meditation and guided visualization and mindfulness program so that you can work on your mental health and your mind-body connection as well. So we're putting that together, and that's going to be inspired by Fourth Wing, and specifically like the grounding and shielding techniques that Violet, as well as the other characters in the Empyrean Series, use. What else are we recording this weekend? I feel like there's more. I'm also putting together a Dusk Court Moon Salutation series that I'm going to be teaching at Stardust in May for Alexia's events, that I'm really excited for because a lot of people teach sun salutations, and I'm going to make a moon salutation workshop that we're going to be teaching. I think that's everything we're recording this weekend. We have a lot of really cool programs going on, especially the one I'm talking to you guys about today, which is inspired by the Empyrean Series, and we have the Survive the Gauntlet program that we have put together. So specifically today, I'm going to talk to you guys about building a gauntlet and what that looks like in your home, what the Five Ascents looks like in the storyline, and how you can translate the barriers you need to overcome in the story into a fun workout at home. Because one thing that I really enjoy through the different programs that we put together is it's a lot more fun when you have something that you're actually interested in alongside the workout, and it's not just a workout, but it's learning how to climb up the back of a dragon and those types of correlations. So with that being said, we're going to dive into the actual point of being here today, which is talking about the gauntlet, talking about the vertical obstacle course that zigzags up the ridgeline that leads to the Veil in the Fourth Wing, Iron Flame. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but I had to do a lot of like photo, video research when I first got introduced to this, when reading the story, I was imagining kind of like a Ninja Warriors course, which is kind of what a lot of people draw it to be. But in terms of with the switchbacks and it being like on top of each other and it getting higher and higher as you get through, I relied on a lot of the fan art and a lot of the like AI video creations to really understand like what it looks like. And honestly, it just seems really fun, which is, you know, it's something that killed people in the book, but I've done a lot of those like in the tree obstacle courses, and that's exactly what it reminds me of, where I had to do like monkey bars at like 100 feet in the air. Luckily I was zip lined it, like carabiner but anywho. So the vertical obstacle course itself zigzags up the ridgeline, and it has switchbacks is what they call them, where you got to switch back and go to the next level, switch back, go to the next level. And they're broken down into 5 different ascents. And all of them have to do with different skills that you need to master to stay on top of your dragon's back, whether it's to build strength to hold your seat during maneuvers, or develop stamina to fight on the ground, or to run, to mount, and get back on your dragon at a moment's notice. So with that being said, we see Violet go through the gauntlet, as well as her story of watching other people go through the gauntlet when she first watched like Sawyer go through it. And based on the story, because I pulled this right from my book, opened it up, read the chapters, and just took my notes on what it actually, what each ascent involves, is the first ascent is, you can picture a 15-foot long log that runs parallel to the side of the cliff, and that's spinning, so you have to run across that to the beginning. And then the second part of the first ascent is, they explain them as like granite pillars that increase in height as you go by, so you have to jump from one pillar to the next without falling off. And then the first switchback for the first ascent is a giant wheel. Now this wheel, depending on what fan art you look at, some draw it horizontal, some draw it vertical. For me, like a hamster wheel was what I was imagining, and you have to like run through it and jump out, versus like jumping in and jumping out with it sideways. But going into the giant wheel that's running counterclockwise and getting out on the one opening that's on the other side to finish the first ascent. So this ascent has to do a lot with balance and coordination. So some things that you guys can do for this ascent, to train for this ascent, is you can do things like walking lunges, single leg jumps, and even burpees. Now these you can do body weight based, or if you wanted to add some dumbbells or kettlebells or something of that nature, you can do that as well. Now, what I would recommend as we go through these ascents is you take the recommendations of the exercises, or even just, you know, the balance and coordination skill that I'm telling you, you take it back, and then maybe you pick one exercise per the 5 ascents, and then you do like 3 sets of 10 for that exercise per the 5 ascents. So you're doing 5 exercises a day, 3 sets of 10 for each, and then that way you can build up to surviving the gauntlet. So with that, like I said, walking lunges, single leg jumps, burpees for balance and coordination for the first ascent. And then from there, Violet explains that the second ascent is you need a lot of grip strength, and you need to have the capacity to hang, because they're giant buoy balls that don't have the capacity, they're too big that you can't hold onto them. So you have to figure out how to swing between them and get across to the other side. Now, in the story, there are ropes hanging down from the ridgeline that you can use to assist, and I know that Rhiannon and Violet had used those ropes to finagle through, but nonetheless, this takes a lot of grip strength and a lot of hanging strength. So things that I would recommend for training for this ascent is definitely grip strength and upper body endurance. So things you can do are like dead hangs and single arm hangs, as well as just hanging knee tuck holds, keeping the core activated. Now, one thing that I did want to kind of show you guys, that kind of worked out that I'm in my gym for this session, is a lot of people get intimidated by hanging. I mean, even when we do the expos at the different markets and everything, we have like a hang for your life challenge, and like people don't want to do it. And it's actually a lot easier than you anticipate, but a good way to train it, if you're worried about hanging and like not having your feet on the ground, I'm actually turn around to show you guys, is you can take like a bench or a chair and put it under the bar that you're gonna be on, and then from there you can have one leg on bend the knee and work on hanging without being completely free dangled. So you can use a bench to help you adjust the amount of weight. I can put more weight into my leg, I can put less weight into my leg, I can balance on my tippy toe, put most of the weight into my hands. And that kind of lets you scale what you're looking to do and what you're looking to train when it comes to balancing hanging, stability in your arm. So with those, because they're hanging and there's not really a rep to it, the rep would just be hanging till failure. So essentially just holding on as long as you can until your arms let go. And then from there, we go into the third ascent. Okay. So the third ascent is navigating 3 giant metal rods that are also hanging parallel and lined up to the end to end in the third ascent. So what I mean by that is, I'm going to use my straw. Bars hanging this way that you have to shimmy your arms across and then jump to the next one, and then shimmy your arms across and jump to the next one. So they actually have something similar to that in the Ninja Warrior show. But so again, this is going to take hanging strength, but from there, you go to what they explained as shaking iron pillars. So I think of something like really unstable, like in the ground, that if you jump, it's kind of wobbling all over the place and you're going to fall off. So for this ascent, with the hanging metal rods that you have to jump with your arms from one to the other, and the instability of the shaking iron pillars, I would say we definitely need lower body stability, but then also upper body strength to go along with that hanging strength that we worked at in the second ascent. So for this one, exercises that you can do are pull-ups, push-ups for the upper body strength, but then also squat jumps for the lower body stability. Now, the reason I say pull-up and push-ups is because the movement that you're doing when you're swinging from one bar to the other is both a push and a pull. So you don't want to just train the pull, because you've got to push yourself when you go to grab your arms to move forward to grab the next one. So it's both movements that you're going to want to train. It's a dynamic movement. And again, these you can do in sets of 3 sets of 10. So you pick one of those exercises, pull-ups, push-ups, squats, and you train one of those for your third ascent exercise for your workout. From there, we have the fourth ascent. Now, this ascent is where we go up the chimney. Now, at least that's how I envision it as, I've watched a lot of, not a lot, but I've watched enough of the Ninja Warrior courses that you've seen where they have the 2 walls on either side and they have to jump up like an X and then shimmy themselves up. So that's what I imagined, and that's what a lot of people draw in the fan art. But they do say that it's about at a 20 degree, they meaning Violet, explains that it's leaning at about a 20-degree angle. And actually, how I saw someone draw it, which is in one of the free guides I'm going to tell you guys about at the end of today, is they imagined it as you have to jump off the base that you're standing on onto the walls, forward or backwards, depending on which way you want to jump. And then once you jump into the chimney, there's no ground under the chimney, which makes sense for going up the side of the ridgeline and being at risk of falling at any point. So I did like how they drew that, because that kind of makes more sense for the gauntlet versus, climbing up the chimney and falling down and just hitting the bottom. They imagined that there was no bottom to it, which made more sense for, make it more likely to kill people. That's all very Fourth Wing style. So for climbing up the chimney, and then also before the chimney, there are 7 nearly touching 3-foot wide timber logs that spin in opposite directions to each other. So they kind of explained it as a staircase that you have to run really quick to get by, and if you stop, you're going to roll and it's going to take you and you're going to fall. So for running over the log staircase of death and going up the chimney of death, we're going to need quick feet and full body climbing strength. So think isometrics, being able to hold your muscles on without fatiguing. So things that you can do for the quick feet are plyometric lunges, or alternating lunges. So when I talk about these, I don't just mean, a lot of people will just alternate their legs. But what you need to do to create that quickness is be as quick as you can. That's what people mean when they mean plyometric. They mean, I'm literally telling myself, quick, 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 to move as quick as I can in that moment in time. And then with the full body climbing or the body isometrics, you can do side planks, and you can do planks, star planks, so like walking your arms and legs out as wide as you can. Planks on like a TRX is also really good, as well as with the quick feet and isometrics, so combining the planks and the quick feet, you could do mountain climbers. So if you wanted to do, say, plyometric lunges or side planks or mountain climbers, those are something that you can do. Pick one of them for your ascent for your exercise and do 3 sets of 10 per side from the ones that have left and right sides. And then lastly, we have the final ascent, or the 5th ascent, and this is a wooden ramp that juts out. It says it juts out 10 feet from the cliff and then curves upward inside of the inside of a bowl, and then the highest point to the cliff top, which is also 10 feet above. So it's like a 10 by 10 ramp. Now, exercise-wise, sprints are going to be really good for this one. Vertical jumps are also going to be really good for this one, and high knees because you've got to power through to get the momentum to build yourself up, to go up the ramp. Now for these, with the sprints, you're not going to do 3 sets of 10 sprints. What you're going to do is, or what you could do, I say, you don't have to do anything. What you could do is you could do 3 rounds of sprints and make it 60-second run, 30-second walk, 60-second run, 30-second walk, 60-second run, 30-second walk. For the high knees and the vertical jumps, those you could do 3 sets of 10 for. And that you're going to want to make sure that when you're doing these exercises, you're focusing on keeping your center of gravity low and really launching yourself into full speed, because this is a short, explosive run, not a long-term endurance run like we're trying to run like a 10K or something of that nature. So those are the 5 ascents. So remember, if you want to build your gauntlet at home, you're going to take one of the exercises per each ascent that I listed. So that'll be 5 exercises for the 5 ascents. And then you're going to do, my recommend is 3 sets of 10 or 3 rounds, depending on if it's a sprint or an exercise. And you can do that for as long as you want. I mean, really, that it's a fun workout to follow along to. But if you wanted to be kind of fitting into the Gauntlet and the Empyrean and Fourth Wing and Best Gaius story, you would do it for about 2.5 weeks, and then you would have presentation day where you'd have to survive the Gauntlet. So next week, same time, same place, we're going to actually train for the Gauntlet. So we're actually going to do one of the workouts from the Survive Your Gauntlet program that we built, the 6-week program, so that you can actually get a taste of what it's like. So instead of me talking to you guys about it, I'm going to put my hair back, get my water ready, and we're going to actually do like a portion of the Survive the Gauntlet program that we have together on here live. Now, if you are really interested in what I'm talking about, the aspect of kind of working out to train for the Gauntlet and being a dragon rider, then if you're going to want to get your hands on the new free resource that we are having. It's going to be formally introduced at Dance of the Dragons with Alexia events. That's November 22nd and 23rd of this year in Orlando. But we're going to preview it, sneak peek it just for this weekend for any of you guys who are interested. So it is, I'm very, very, very excited about this Book of Brennan Gauntlet Prep and Training Guide. It is written as if it's part of the Book of Brennan. So when you get it, it's 17 pages. It starts on page 31 and ends on page 46. And it's written as Brennan talking to Mira and breaking down the gauntlet, breaking down what's part of the gauntlet, breaking down exercises for the gauntlet with little stick figures, just like it was journaled in his notebook. And so it gives you a 2.5-week program to prepare for presentation day from Brennan with his little witty commentary and sarcasm. So I really like it. It's really fun. I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So I'm going to drop the link in the comment section so that you guys can check it out just for the weekend. And then it's going to fully go live as a free resource through Brennan Mary Co. and Fantasy Fitness in November at Dance of the Dragons, where you guys can officially get it there. So that is all I have for today. If you guys will have any other questions, comments, concerns, complaints, jokes, you can throw them in the comment section. And I hope you guys enjoy the free resource that I'm going to post in the comments. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.